Put down the electronics, pick up the needle and thread. Even for today's woman, that concept seems unlikely, maybe a little outdated, but Chris Thurgood says women are getting back to needle and thread type handwork. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I have an appreciation for this because I have my in-laws, so you appreciate the time that goes into a creation like this. Why are you seeing the movement back, though?
I don't know. It's interesting. You know, you're seeing it in knitting and crochet, but also, you know, hand embroidery, English paper piecing, which I'm going to show you, and wool. So it's very interesting because these are things that happened a long time ago. Our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers did this kind of work before machines were available. And now you're seeing this resurgence because it kind of actually forces us to slow down, to stop and have fun doing something that, you know, we can be creative at and be able to take with us places. You know, you can't take your machine with you on the road, but you could take something like handwork. So it's really fun.
Though, is that what you think? It's a pace slower for us?
I do. You know, it's busy. Life is busy, and it just kind of helps us slow down and enjoy the moment. And I'll tell you, I have been getting into it so much lately, and I've had an absolute ball. It has been just a great stress reliever, and it helps you to just really enjoy what you're working on.
Well, for someone like you who knows the ins and outs of every machine technique, you mentioned the English paper piecing. That's one kind of throwback technique you're going to show us today.
It really is. It's something that started back in the 1800s, and back in 1920, you saw it made more popular with Grandmother's Flower Garden. Sue Daly, who's an Australian designer, has kind of helped bring this resurgence back. So, English paper piecing, what exactly is it?
Is it a technique or it's an actual finished result?
It is a technique.
The technique.
So this is what most people are probably familiar with when I talk about Grandmother's Flower Garden. This is a block that is made of hexagons, and the back has paper. So before, when women would do this, they would use old newspaper or note cards for their paper. They would use whatever fabric they had. Nowadays, we have these pre-cut papers, which makes things a lot faster, a lot easier, and you've got the rotary
So there is a machine involved in the beginning process.
You know, of course, you got to do that. But not only are we doing hexagons, what Sue Daly has done is that she's brought, you know, octagons and kites and all these different elongated hexagons and all these various curves and pieces that you're seeing in this quilt, you're seeing in the quilt behind us, that really combine any shape you want as English paper piece.
So trust me to ask the dumb beginner questions, but you're actually sewing around the paper piece then?
Exactly, yes. So let me show you how this works. So here I actually have a template, if you can see that right through there. You don't have to have one of these, but what it does help you do is be able to, you know, be very decisive on where you want your fabric. With a print like this, it's not as important, but if you have a big overall print and you want to be very specific to have a flower in the center, you can see right here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around this. Now this is a great little tool I've got here.
And the stitching indicates where the paper will be underneath?
Exactly, because my 1/4-inch seam allowance is already built into the template.
That little turntable, that's very handy.
Isn't that great? All right, so now I have this piece. Now I could go through several layers of fabric at one time if I wanted to. So you don't have to do it piece by piece. I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to put my piece of paper. Notice my paper is smaller than the fabric, because what I'm now going to do is do another speed technique where I'm going to take this glue pen and I'm going to simply put it on the paper.
And you're gluing the edges.
And I'm gluing the edges, which seems a little odd, you know,
glue before you sew. Usually I glue instead of sew, but whatever.
Exactly. And so by doing this, not getting too much glue on there, I'm able to do this really quick. Now another thing that used to happen years ago, and I could finish that and have that go on, they used to do it all hand basting by needle and thread. So the glue method has made things a lot faster.
They used to sew right through the newspaper?
Yes, they would. They would do a long basting stitch to sew right through the newspaper. So here we've got. Let's see what I've got here.
How do you get the paper out once you've sewn it together?
Yeah, good question.
Sorry, am I jumping you 10 steps ahead?
No, it's a great question, because what we'll do is we'll end up sewing these right sides together. We'll do this little whip stitch, and it will pull out. And then once all of your pieces are glued together, let's take a look at this one. Look how pretty this octagon is here. because I had the template, I can actually fussy cut, so I could get, you know, a design going on right there in the middle. But once I'm done, excuse me, I can actually pull back a piece of it, of the fabric, and just pull out the paper.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Easy as that. And everything is still remains intact.
It's fun to see the pattern all together. Can I show this one?
Yes,
This has my heart. Look at this. Look how bold and geometric
Isn't that
is
great?
with the lines.
Yep. Again, I was able to center. I wanted the flower right there in the middle. And then my lines, I could actually fussy cut to make sure that they all lined up. And these are 4 separate pieces here with a piece in the middle. And you can see a little bit more right there that the paper is in there. So I could keep working on these little pieces.
I mean, look how fun, all of the different pattern combinations and shapes.
This is a project we started at the shop. It's called All Over the Octagon, where we're taking all these different shapes and making them into these octagon shapes and then putting them all together. So it's a very eclectic, very fun way to use your scraps of fabric. And it's just fun.
I'm kind of smitten with this idea. The finished result is obviously gorgeous. I mean, that is stunning.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful. And again, the fact that it is all done by hand, I mean, just know that when you're doing something like this, you're not in a marathon, okay?
Right. This is a long, slow, enjoyable process.
Yes, you just take your time and do that. Sue Daly did this beautiful quilt.
Gorgeous.
She sent this to us from Australia.
Gorgeous.
And isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
And it's actually, it's very timeless too. It kind of just takes you back and it just makes you feel good.
Sounds like Miss Sue Daly has all of the supplies that you would need to pull off a technique like this.
She's got all the glue pins, the special thread, which is a 60-weight polyester thread, very thin, very strong still, and it will actually sink into your stitches.
Do you carry her products at the shop?
We sure do.
All right, and a giveaway happening.
Yes, we're really excited because through us and Riley Blake have combined together to give away this $300 gift basket to a Studio 5 viewer. It includes fabric, it includes everything you need to get started with Sue Daly's method of English paper piecing, including this great little turntable here.
Turntable.
And she's going to be with us up in Logan on October 24th for a full-day workshop with her.
Wow.
So included in that package, we're going to give away a ticket to that conference.
To learn from the best.
To learn from
at
the
our
very
favorite
best.
shop in town, My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop. You can go to their website to enter for details.
Go to our Facebook page.
Facebook page. We'll link you over from our website to make it easy. A great giveaway and a beautiful technique to share. Nice to see those throwback techniques coming forward. Thanks, Chris.